Good afternoon, Facebook, and good morning, Facebook. This is LVS17, and we're live on Facebook today. And the LVS17 group, you're all invited to join because it's where we help people go live on Facebook. And I'm hoping momentarily to be joined by David, and then we can get the show underway. But whilst I'm waiting for David to arrive, and hello to everybody in the room. It's good to see you actually joining in on the link. If you want to come on camera anytime during the show, then just say yes in the comments, and we'll bring you on camera. And first person to say hello and boo is David. So I'm going to change the layout, and I'm going to go over here, and David's over there.
We're live.
Well, I sussed it that you actually wait for the live sign to go up. That's a boomerang up there. Just let me move the boomerang a bit because that's a genuine boomerang from Melbourne, not a pretend one.
Did you kill anything with it?
It came back with didn't eat anything.
Didn't eat anything. Ugh.
No, it did what it's supposed to. Now I wasn't hunting with it. I bought it as a what can you best describe it as? A tourist attraction. I bought it. I didn't actually take it out as a hunting weapon.
Did you get it in the airport gift shop there, Steven? I'm not so sure that's really authentic.
Oh no, well, you're talking about my Japanese whiskey there. I got that in the airport at Sapporo, but no, that boomerang is definitely genuine. So welcome to the show. And on the Smiletime front, David, how is the app, the iPhone app for Smiletime?
It's doing well. I actually haven't used it in the last few days, but it was doing well. It seems to continue to be doing well. They haven't pushed any updates. I think they all took a vacation after they finally got it pushed out. So.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'd take one too. So
it's been a labour of love on behalf of the coders.
It has.
And the alpha testers and the beta testers. There's something special about it, though, isn't there? Most mobile programs, you can join in a broadcast. But with the Smiletime app,
you can host it.
You can. Right. Okay. Now, what's that experience like?
Once you get used to it, I mean, if you're coming from the desktop environment, then it takes a little bit of just playing with it, getting used to it, because it's all touch and everything. But what you find is that it's actually more intuitive. It offers a few bit more options on the mobile version than we have on the desktop version. So there's things like if you don't really know what to talk about, they give you nice little ways to help you past that. They give you what's trending on Twitter. You can pop those up, and then what happens is when you pop those up as a highlighted item, basically a lower third, then you also can swipe over to the GIF dashboard, and some images will pop up in relation to whatever the title is. Now, it may not be in relation to the current event, but that's okay. You can have fun with it, and you can play with it.
Yeah. So if you there's no dead air, then you can actually switch topic on the fly.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's the key to successful show, is that you don't actually lose track of what you're supposed to be doing. Now, you and I are well known for busking it because we take questions from the audience. If you are watching us on Facebook now, you can make a comment, and David and I will see it and react to it. If you're in the room and you've got a question, then you can do exactly the same. And we're going to be talking today about, I'm just going to advertise a couple of shows. I'm just going to move myself a moment because I want to talk about a couple of shows, if I can find it. Well, one in particular, which is tomorrow, which is Tuesday, which is a new show with myself and Tina Shang. And we'll be talking about repurposing your video content.
How many shows does this make, Steven?
at the same time, which is Thursday at 12 p.m., across the pond is taking a break, but I'm not. So.
Oh, I see. So we're at the same number of shows for the Stephen Healy Network.
That's right. But this is the summer season, as opposed to the winter season.
Okay.
So, if you want to catch that, that's tomorrow at 12 p.m. And we look forward to seeing you there. And if you've got any questions, in actual fact, in relation to that, we did a poll on Twitter to find out what people actually do once they've recorded the Facebook Live, what they do with it afterwards. And the answers were, well, unpredictable. So I'll leave that as a teaser for tomorrow. But another interesting thing, which I don't know if you've seen this, David, I'm going to move both of us at the top for a second, then it shows full screen, is that there is a poll going on at the moment. And if you see this floating about Facebook, and it asks you to vote as to which is your favorite. Is it Smiletime, or I said Smiletime first because we're on Smiletime, or BeLive.tv? And thank you for that, Tish.
Now, who's running that poll?
Right, I managed to bring it in without. It's right at the bottom. It says one stop live. It's Irene Chan.
Oh, okay.
Of One Stop Live, and I think it's a fair question. It's a fair question, but I mean, there is a flaw in the mechanism, really, because if that were to be posted in the BeLivers group, which is the official BeLive group, which has 1,010 members, it might skew the results somewhat, because by definition, anybody who's in the BeLivers group is a BeLiver. Okay, so watch out for that. Place your votes. It'd be interesting to see what the final result is. But it is at the moment. I mean, the thing it does highlight is that the two main platforms that everybody's using at the moment are BeLive and Smiletime. I mean, we've had so many different platforms come and go that those are the two that have actually stuck with us. Yeah.
Yeah, they have, and there are rumbling rumors of something new coming.
Well,
I don't know anything about it. I'm not participating in the room. Well, I guess I just did, but
you did. I mean, you can't leave us on the hook like that.
I have no idea. This is not coming by me. This is coming by actually a couple of different people, and I have no idea if they're talking about the exact same thing.
Oh, right. Okay.
I would imagine that they probably are. And so that just goes to prove I'm not in the know.
Well, I came...
As long as it doesn't use Flash, it'll be okay, I'm sure.
I had a look at a system last week, which I'm not going to name because I had mixed experiences on it. But that has been there's a platform that's been around for gamers for quite a while. And that's for relaying games and chatting to friends whilst you're gaming, and you can have four people on screen. You can talk about the game as well, and you can, even now, they just announced last week, you can actually link people up so you've got two sets of four people on screen running from different computers. So we're possibly talking about the same system. It's strange how these systems we've never heard of, been around for ages, but they've been in the gaming sphere rather than in the live broadcasting.
So are you talking about Twitch?
No.
So it's something else?
It is something else.
I'm not a gamer, I guess.
Well, I'm not a gamer.
Oh, come on, Stephen.
I haven't played. Right. The last game I played was made by Blizzard, and it's called Diablo. And I played Diablo 2. And that's the last game I played in all seriousness, because it's one of those things, the game either takes your fancy or it doesn't, and that one quite did. I probably didn't get beyond level 3, but it was good fun while it lasted. Yeah. Do we have any gamers watching today? because they well know of the platform.
I think everybody's being shy. Nobody's saying hi. If you're watching on Smiletime or Facebook, make sure you say hi. Except for Tish. Hi, Tish. Tish did say hi.
Yep.
And then she's, of course, a Steven fan. She said, Steven, the super live streamer.
That's very kind, Tish. But something I'm going to touch on tonight is that all my shows, all the shows that I do, I'm not the only person on screen. Yeah, and that's the key for me, is that this.
But he's the main person on screen.
I can swap us around.
That's what he's doing. He's
right, hang on. I was digressing there, and right. Well, we know who this is, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. And if it's a message from LVS17, it can only be. It's John. Hello, John. Now, just talking on LVS17, which is the group that David, John, and I run. If you have any questions about the live broadcasting, we're here during the week to answer your questions, both on the broadcast and in the group. And we're heading quickly towards 300 members. And it's quite an active group, and you are encouraged to hang on just a minute. A cryptic one from Claire. That's when he's there and hasn't gone AWOL. Can you expand on that a bit, Claire? I missed the show last week, but nobody noticed. I wasn't there. But I'm there tonight. I'm there tonight with Mr. Adams and Mr. Brand. Yeah, you got me, Claire.
Let's see if let's see if that little share pokes a beehive that we didn't want to poke.
Okay.
I might have just poked the bear with the beehive. We'll see.
Oh, right. Okay. Now, Claire is reminding us of days past when their technology didn't work properly. As when the technology blibs and throws you off. We're fingers crossed today that we won't have any such problems.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think we will. I think we could get 4 people on screen if anybody wants to join us. Then we could put it to the acid test. And if you are on iPhone and you download the Smiletime app, you can join us from your iPhone wherever you are in the world, and come on screen and chat. And you're more than welcome to do so. I can see we've got 6 people in the room. We know Tish is here, so there are 5 people who haven't said hello yet. So hello to you, and if you want to leave a message, please do. If you want to come on screen, please do. Yeah, going back.
Steven, you did a bunch of sharing today of this video, and it seemed all to happen rather quickly and almost automatically. You want to talk about that?
All right, thank you for that. Yes, I did a trial of Live Leap and then signed up. Basic thing is that when you go live, the last thing you want to do when you're going live is to take the first 3 minutes sharing out the broadcast on the pages and platform and groups and personal profiles, because people just sat there waiting for 3 minutes while you do all that. And it's nice that you carry on talking, but anybody watching the video, the replay, and you always say go for the replay, is going to get a bit miffed, because the first 3 minutes are always the same and it's always you trying to share out the show. So Live Leap solves that problem. Basically, you can set up a route and say, right, start here, and then post it to here on my business pages, to my Facebook group, of which I'm an admin, share it out on Twitter, post it on LinkedIn, put a pop-up on my website, and if you had a mailing list, you could send it out to your mailing list as well. So that's the only bit I haven't tried yet, is the mailing list. And it's good afternoon from Aaron. Nice to see you, Aaron.
Hello, Aaron.
And yeah, so I'm becoming a fan of Live Leap, and they've just announced they're going to do an update. and they're excited about it. Now, if they're excited about it, then it means that we should be too. Now, we're doing possibly 5 or 6 shows a week. It means that I don't spend the first 3 to 5 minutes of each show sharing things out. But I obviously, if you, just one word of warning, okay? You can only share in a group of which you're admin, which is probably a good idea. And the second thing is that you should not share the same show week in, week out. Otherwise, it loses some of its value. Would you agree on that? If you do it too much? And Tish is just confirming she shared it on a timeline, which is wonderful. Thank you, Tish.
I could somewhat agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just,
Now, if the only thing that you're doing in a group is sharing your broadcast and you're not doing anything else ever, and you're not ever participating, then
yeah, indeed,
that may get you booted out of that group eventually. That was a topic Friday. Another broadcast. Because apparently people do that. I had no idea.
No, I wouldn't have thought it. Hit and run.
Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk?
Well, the thing is, when you've got 700 members, and people are going to see it. I mean, it's free publicity. But I agree. If you're an active member of the group, then there's no problem with actually sharing your broadcast in there, because actually it's hopefully of benefit to people. And thank you, Tish, for sharing.
Well, and that actually raises a couple. You saying the word active actually raises a pretty good point. Is that if you have begun to notice that maybe you're not getting notifications either on your timeline or in the notifications tab on Facebook as frequently, or maybe not at all, involving pages or groups or anything that you used to, perhaps it's because you haven't been active on that page or in that group. And Facebook has recently updated their godlike algorithm to basically not alert you. And it's not limited to that. It can actually be inclusive of Facebook friends. You will stop seeing updates from these people because Facebook figures, well, if you're not really interacting and liking and commenting and sharing and that type of stuff, we're not going to remove the connection, but obviously you're not really interested in it at this time. And that can be harmful, because now you have members in a group. And if you've gone along with saying, well, I don't really have to do anything because anything that I'm interested in always pops up in my notifications or news feeds, that's not happening anymore. Because too many people complained about crap popping up in their news feed, I guess, all the time or something. I don't know how Facebook thinks.
Neither do I.
And there is a way for you to be able to guarantee that you see every single notification, and everything can always pop up at the top of your timeline every time you log in. And I've done a video about it. You can go see it at davidvaughan.tv. And it's guaranteed. It's absolutely foolproof. And it's also a way for you to be able to guarantee people that like your page or in your group can also see it. Because one of the issues also with third-party sharing, I guess, is that, and I don't have solid evidence, but it's been talked about and people have witnessed it happening. Facebook is tightening the clamps down on things that are shared via third party.
Okay.
So anytime you see a post and it says posted by Be Live or done via LiveLeap or something of that nature, you run the risk of it actually not showing up in somebody's news feed notification, even though they may like the page or be a part of the group. So you got to be careful with that type of stuff.
Yeah, and links and now hashtags, they're tightening up, aren't they?
Yes. Yes, and they don't like links. Of course, Facebook's never really liked it, but they just didn't do a lot about it. But if you have a link in your description in your post, whether it be a photo or a video or you're doing a live video or anything, and the link actually takes people outside of Facebook, you can get frowned upon. Your posts can get frowned upon in that way, and your reach can be reduced. And hashtags, I think the over abuse of hashtags is happening with that as well. Because it's equaling clickbait, and they don't like that. So,
no, indeed, and it's I mean, what they want is people to pay to boost posts and advertise, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With the current state of live video, just a question: would you live boost any live video at the moment to reach an audience?
Would I boost?
But yeah, sorry, it was a straight question.
I mean, would I boost? I don't boost anything.
All right, can I rephrase it? Should anyone boost?
You can't upvote your own comment, Eileen. Of course, it's showing you as you're doing it from Facebook. That's interesting. But it also goes away, I think, eventually. Anyway, I don't boost posts. Boosting is a waste of money because even though Facebook has given more control than when boosting a post of any nature first came out, you still don't have as much control as you do with Power Editor. And Power Editor can be very daunting. But you can really focus in and zero in on who it is that you're trying to target and not waste your money. And that's a good thing. But I don't think you can boost any live videos right now. I don't think they allow that yet.
No, Eileen is correct. You can't boost a live post before or during, but you can afterwards.
You can afterwards. Yes. So, and I still wouldn't suggest it. I would suggest that you go into the Power Editor and do it that way. That way you don't waste money. Because it's just, you want the best results, especially if you're new at it, and giving it a try and saying, well, let's see if this works like it works for everybody else. And then you go to boost post and you really don't see great results. And you're just like, well, see, I told you it didn't work. So you stop. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes a lot of tweaking. Takes a lot of effort. So it doesn't take a lot of money. Does not take a lot of money. In comparing when you're talking about advertising terms, I mean, advertising can be very expensive, but Facebook ads, not necessarily. So
well, it's from about $10 up, depending on reach, I suppose, and time.
Most of mine, honestly, depending on what it is, but most of mine, I start off at $5.
Okay.
Because I want to get a little bit into it. I want to see what kind of results I start seeing. And then I can go in and I can tweak it. Or I can add. I can clone it and add another one in if I want to do a different demographic that I don't seem to be reaching or something. So, and then I can go from there. Right. But I mean, $5-10 a day on an ad. Of course, now if you start running multiple ads, that's $5-10 a day per ad. So that's true. That up quick.
Right.
Just be careful, but yeah.
So the best advice is, hang on. All right. Okay. And Eileen has just said, boost the replays and get more people watching. This weekend they got an affiliate sale for TubeBuddy. Well, that's a result. Good. Right. Okay. Well, that's one of the ways to do it, isn't it? Through affiliate marketing. If you're going to market anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Especially, and that's a good way. I mean, that's something that, affiliate marketing is a good way to generate some kind of income. Some people generate very good income. It's not a product you had to come up with. I do suggest it be a product that you use or have reviewed and would use, or something like that. I don't like the ones that just affiliate market to affiliate market, but
no, you should be. I agree. You should be able to give some form a personal recommendation and answer questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm with Eileen and TubeBuddy because I know that Eileen is a huge fan of TubeBuddy, and TubeBuddy is neat. I would probably use more TubeBuddy if I didn't have the same feature functionality and a little bit more from the partnership that I have. So.
All right. Okay. May we ask who you've partnered with?
Yeah, I'm a partner with Broadband TV.
All right. Okay. BBTV.
Mm-hmm.
So am I. There you are. Hang on. And Eileen's.
And it never fails. It doesn't matter if he does 15 shows a week. He will always take himself off screen when he's on Smiletime.
True. And thank you, Eileen, for explaining that your video was a deep dive into the TubeBuddy upload checklist. So if you want to know more about TubeBuddy, then go over to YouTube, just type in Eileen. That's all you need to type in to the search box, and you'll find all of Eileen's videos. Likewise, if you go to YouTube and type in LVS17, you'll find every video that's been done by members of LVS17. In fact, we could actually sort of get some help there by people actually tagging their videos with LVS17. Then they would get found on YouTube quite easily. Right.
I think my share got removed.
Oh.
It's not surprising.
All right. Okay.
It was just a let's see if it works.
Oh, okay.
I shared it in the Be Live group, but we're not using Be Live. So.
Well, no.
If I'd been using Be Live, I'm sure I could have shared it there.
No, you couldn't.
It's okay.
I couldn't. Basically, the Be Live system, the Be Livers group, Eileen, if you were to add the tag LVS17, that would help us all, because it helps get the word out about the group, and we'd be thankful for that, because the more people we can help, better things are. Yeah, just a Be Livers group is organized. There's one thread each day for the videos of that day, which means that it's very difficult to share in the group. And the moderators take some part of their day actually moving posts from people who've shared into the group to the actual thread itself. And there's no way you're going to stop that. And no, it wouldn't be wise to share Smiletime videos into the LVS17 group, come what may.
I put in the description that we can answer Be Live questions too.
Well, in that case, on behalf of right, well, it could have been April, it could have been Rachel, it could have been Jeff himself.
It was probably Jeff.
who subtly just pressed the key to remove it, deleted it. And we say hello to Corinda. Great to see you here, Corinda. Yeah, because there isn't a parallel group for Smiletime, but it should be started by the company themselves, shouldn't it? I mean, they're still doing the shows 3 days a week. I actually caught them doing a pitch the other week.
Did you?
They were doing a pitch live on Facebook to prove it went out live to Facebook, and they were doing a pitch to one of the producers, guy used to be one of the producers of Friends.
Oh, so, Alex does it all the time.
Yeah,
Alex, he usually goes live to his own page, his personal profile.
Yeah, well, indeed, and this Allegra was actually giving the pitch, and she is darn good, has to be said.
Good for her.
And it's good to see the market that they're reaching out to, because that is a huge market, I would think, is broadcast media, because that's where the money is.
Well, and that's what they that's like with the poll that's going on about what's your favorite platform, Be Live and Smiletime, and honestly, I think that's kind of a silly poll. That's like asking, do you like giving blood or getting a shot? Both involve needles. That's about it.
Right.
The purpose
Okay.
is completely different for the both. So both of these involve
Yeah.
live video, but
Right.
Smiletime's focus is not where BeLive's focus is,
Right.
and that's fine.
Which brings
But
on to
you
the question
can get
from
an end
Dean.
result similar using either platform. So anyway, but they really are going after, and they should be, because this will help with the mass adoption.
Oh yeah.
Of live video done well.
Yeah.
When you involve the media industry
Oh
and
yeah. Yeah.
and the entertainment industry, and with Alex's background and their location being where it is, it's a good thing for who they go after. So,
Yeah.
anyhow,
Go for it. Just do it, and make Smiletime a roaring success. Meeting Time will enjoy using the system in our own way. But we've been asked now: is there an advantage to Smiletime over BeLive?
yes.
Right. Okay. Right. Would you expand on that, and then I'll give my take too.
No, you give your take first.
Oh, right. Okay. So the question is, is the advantage of Smiletime over BeLive? And I'm going to do it from my point of view, and then David will do it from his. First of all, the thing about Smiletime is that we can, if we wish, have 4 people on screen. We can broadcast out live to Facebook if we wish. We don't have to. We could just be chatting to 6 people here rather than more participants actually on Facebook itself. So that's one of the things. And the other thing is that, checklist is horses for courses. It depends what you want to do. Depends what you want to do and where you're coming from. If you want 4 people on screen, you've no option. If you want to do GIFs, there's no option. But as far as going to Facebook is concerned, BeLive goes to groups. Smiletime doesn't. And that's groups that you admin. But I mean, I love both of them, which is basically why the shows are split between the two. Over to you, David.
Well, and Stephen covered it pretty well. It's like saying, do you like shots or do you like giving blood? Both involve needles. Both of these involve video. Both of these give you the ability to go to Facebook. And that's where the similarity kind of stops, because Smiletime is its own platform. It's independent of anything else, and BeLive is not. It requires the fact that in order for people to be able to view it, at least currently, then you have to, they have to be watching you on Facebook.
That's right.
The ability to push to Facebook with Smiletime is just an added benefit. We could go live without having to go to Smiletime. So it's kind of like Blab or Huzzah or Crowdcast or Fire Talk or any of these other platforms where they were completely independent of. Then there's the advantages of it being geared more towards the creator, giving control to the creator, various things like that. Somebody's car horn was going off. Sorry. So it really depends. I'd say play with both and see which one works for what you're doing, because you may come up with, this works great for what I'm doing here, but then later on down the road, you may decide to do something else. And it's like, actually this might work, or you may find something completely different. I mean, I like Ecamm for Facebook, but that is Mac only. So it doesn't have a Windows option, probably never will, just because that company builds Mac software. But it offers a lot of things that I can't do with BeLive or Smiletime, like sharing a desktop screen or playing the video or, doing various different things like that. I like using native apps. I like going live that way because it makes it kind of quick and simple. So anyway,
I mean, it's just try them out. There are no great cons against either of them. They both work. They both go to Facebook, and they're both easy to use. we do know, as Alex has said, and David and I have repeated over and over, that Smiletime, if you're creating a show, will forever be free. Whereas BeLive.tv, they're currently free, and it's likely that the Q&A and face-to-face versions, which is 1 or 2 people, will remain free. But there is a paid version coming out later this month, and that will be chargeable, but that will have things that the standard system doesn't. But we're just comparing at the moment the free systems, not the three systems, the FREE systems. My accent might have got in the way there. Yeah, I'm just looking.
Render says there's too many platforms. BeLive, Google Hangouts, which not a lot of people are using any longer. And I think mostly because it's just been deprecated too much. WikiKey, Smiletime, Zoom. Yeah, you're right. There are a lot of options, and that's why I pretty much tell people just to go live from their device first. If you want to go live and you want to be in front of people on Facebook, use the Facebook app. If you want to go live and you want to be in front of people on Twitter, use Periscope. If you want to go live and you want to be in front of people on YouTube, there's various apps that allow you to do that, or you can do it from your desktop. Or if you have over 1,000 subscribers to a particular channel, then you more than likely have access to YouTube Live, going mobile, live to YouTube from your mobile.
So if 1,000 subscribers allows you to go on mobile live.
That's the rumor.
Right.
What
okay.
That is. It kind of keeps in line with everything else that YouTube changed within the last couple months. For various things like any new channels that are created, you can't monetize the videos until you have so many views on the total views on the channel, and you have to have 1,000 subscribers and different things like that. So it just kind of goes in line with that. Okay. Eileen should have it. Eileen should have it long before then. I don't think I've ever seen Eileen try to go live from her mobile device, though.
Right.
Yeah. No one's saying it was a rumor, Eileen. I was just saying that I don't have access to it, but that's okay. I'm not worried about it. I got other ways I can go live. Dean says he tried Smiletime a long time ago. It was incredibly hinky, but it looks like it's evolved a bit. Yeah, it has. It was hinky. That's funny. That's a. I take it that you liked Fugitive with Harrison Ford. Anyway, it was hinky. It was very hinky in the beginning when I first found it, and then it got better. And then they took a focus towards mobile, and things started getting hinky again. And then they've kind of corrected everything and gotten it very stable for both mobile and desktop. And so it seems to be very, very stable. And it's been stable for a few weeks now.
It has.
And they're very responsive. That's one of the things is you can reach out and you can let them know, hey, this is what's going on. You can even do it live while you could try and chat with somebody live while you're on your channel. And they're pretty responsive as long as somebody's around. Just remember they're Pacific Coast, and they pretty much adhere to that time frame.
That's right. I mean, they only woke up an hour ago, didn't they? Well, office-wise. So got to bear that in mind. I mean, I echo David's sentiments there. The Smiletime is now stable. There was a period when it was a bit glitchy, but they've got over that. And I would love to have an iPhone at this stage, simply to have the Smiletime app on the iPhone. But
now I will say that it's interesting that some of the comments are not showing up from Facebook, or at least not yet.
Okay.
So Eileen's made a couple comments. Like, sure, I went live from my phone yesterday, and that's probably in reference to the YouTube Live.
YouTube, yeah.
But that hasn't shown up over here.
No, it hasn't.
Okay. Anyway, and that's not a rumor YouTube update. That's interesting. But anyway, hey, that could be Facebook's API as well. So,
wait, then I mean,
with a grain of salt.
We take all this for granted, but there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes to make this possible, and we shouldn't forget that. And we are heading towards a stable, improved system, both here and on BeLive, and it will come. It will come
Eventually.
Eventually, and when it does, we shall say hooray. But for the moment, we are happy to be on the systems and to be able to use them free of charge. And
yeah, that's the twist of it, isn't it?
Was this comment delayed?
That comment was not delayed.
Oh, right, okay. There must be some filtering going on then somewhere. But I mean, this is very complex, isn't it? I mean, we take it for granted. It's easy for us to use, and it's easy for everybody to participate on Facebook. But the technology behind that is one or several big black boxes all joined together. And we've got a test from Claire. And Claire, I've just seen this comment. It's taken a few minutes for comments to come through. So we'll pass that information back to Smiletime and see what they can do. If anybody wants to join us on camera, then just come into the links up above. Just click the link, come into the room and join the other 5 people are here. And you can come on camera as we are rolling along.
You can.
Wow. Now, so for those of you who only just joined us, I'm going to put myself, this might not work. I'm going to put myself down there and just bring in 2 pieces of media for the last time today. 2 shows to look forward to. That's myself and Tina Shang at 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow in a new show called Repurposing. And we'll be talking about what happens after you've done a great Facebook Live, what happens next, and we're going to be exploring everything in that area. We did a poll on Twitter. Thank you to everybody who actually voted, and some interesting facts came out of that. And then on Wednesday, I'm hosting the One Stop Live Streaming Academy, which is a mouthful to say. I might shorten it. So, OSL Live Streaming Academy? I don't know. But that's on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. And our guest this week is Charlene Burke. So I'm looking forward to chatting with Charlene and Irene Chan on Wednesday. But details you can find on the video I recorded earlier today, which is on my Facebook profile. Okay. And Irene's on her iPhone and watching us successfully. So there you go. And that comment came straight through, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. Right. What shows do you have on this week, David? You got anything planned?
No.
You've got the show, the after show that you do with Jonathan, yeah? When's that?
Yeah, and that's not really a actual thing. Because, I mean, it could not happen. It's not like Jonathan and I just kind of, if I'm around and he's around and it works out that way, that's what happens. But if not, then it doesn't happen. But that would probably be the only other thing. And I can't guarantee I'll actually be able to do it this time because I'll probably be traveling that day.
Oh, okay.
So,
yep.
I hadn't even thought about that. Thanks for bringing that up. Otherwise, that's probably it for this week. Other than spontaneous things coming here and there, it's going to be a busy few weeks. So it's kind of, I'm not going to commit to any type of. I'll show up, and I'll make fun of somebody. I'll pick on somebody.
Well, that's the whole point. The whole point of being live is not to take yourself too seriously, to have fun. And that's what it's all about. And Tish is on her iPad, so Smiletime's working on the iPad. Brilliant. And it wasn't at some time back, I seem to remember, so that's excellent to have it there. And Eileen says she has a question for. I have a question for Irene with One Stop Live. We're both going back and forth. Right. Okay, Eileen. I'll pass your comment on to Irene and see, because we've got to remember that although One Stop Live is actually based in Israel, Irene herself is in the Philippines, and therefore she is 5 hours ahead of me and therefore 10 hours ahead of you. So it's very difficult for everything to sync up. I mean, it's now between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning there, so it's very difficult to catch up in that respect. But I'll pass your comment on.
2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Where's this person at?
The Philippines.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Yep. And on One Stop Live, I just want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching, who's broadcasting, because I'm happy to do that, Eileen, in relation to One Stop Live. If you are a broadcaster, some person who broadcasts on Facebook Live, and you are interested in using the talents that you've gained over the last 2 years and longer for many of our friends, then One Stop Live is a place where you can, free of charge, create your own profile in your own words with your own photographs, and then you can advertise for your services, advertise your services, and those services can be anything broadcasting related. It can be from training on Udemy, it can be offering to host a show, or as Eileen has done, be a guest on a show, or to produce a show, because we can produce shows now using Smiletime and Be Live, and you can put your details on there, and they are marketed by One Stop Live. And all I can say is, in all honesty, the system works. Basically, if somebody wants to contact you, they can. You've got an hourly rate. They contract for that hourly rate, and once you accept, you will get paid via PayPal with less 10% commission. And all I can say is, without giving too much of the game away, is that the payment system works. So there have been sales on One Stop Live, and it is a good platform.
So when are we going to see you as a professional on there, being available to go live on our?
I didn't say I was professional. I said I was able to hold a show or do an interview or things like that. You've actually already seen me, and you don't know the difference, which is good. This is a good show. Thanks. Well, from both of us. Thank you, Eileen.
Oh, you're welcome, Eileen.
Yeah, you're most welcome.
I aspire to be like you, Eileen. You are my inspiration.
I second that, because your ability to go live on YouTube and hold an audience in the palm of your hand is something that we try to emulate. And one day, well, who knows? Who knows? I actually did a broadcast on YouTube today, but unfortunately I did it through Manicam and the sound screwed up. Teach me when it.
You've got to stop using Manicam.
I've got to stop using Manicam. I've got to get away from it. It's handy. I love it for doing pre-recorded videos. Yeah, I think it's perfect for that, because you've got the 12 screens that you can flick between. And
well, you've got a PC system. Why don't you talk to Leland about vMix?
I've got. Well, okay. I might just do that. And Eileen, thank you. It makes my day. And the smiles and that's what it's all about. Brilliant. Okay. Well, that means a lot, and I really appreciate that. And I'm blushing now. And I think the fact is that we're able to come out here and just chat for 50 minutes and just enjoy it. And the fact that we're passing on information makes it all worthwhile. And we do the occasional advert, but don't take it too far. And
yeah, don't take it too far.
No. I mean, I could go full screen on the advert, but that would get.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing it subtly.
He could use Manicam and work in a video, and really up the production of this.
Eileen's has just confirmed what you've been saying for ages. You don't need Manicam. Well, I don't.
I just don't trust Manicam, so it wreaks havoc on my computer every time. It's a horrible system.
Well, the thing is that it has its good days and bad days, and you can't rely on it. Therefore,
Never seen a good day with Manicam.
all right, okay.
Never seen a good day with Manicam. You might have seen a good day with Manicam.
I have. I've seen several.
But every time that we've had issues, we could always blame it on Manicam.
We do. And Eileen, confirmation from Tish of the way we all regard Eileen is that Eileen easily does that. She can keep me on her YouTube live for a long time, and that's the style. That's just the natural, being yourself, and sharing information, and absolutely brilliant. I mean, I love watching Eileen's YouTube videos, and well, come to our final point of the day, possibly, unless somebody hops in the seat, and that is. We enjoy doing this show. We really enjoy reaching out and chatting to people, and we love the interaction. But the other thing that I think we both do is that we watch other people's shows, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Because the best way to learn and pick up new ideas is not by watching your own replays. Is by watching other people's live shows and supporting them and stepping in. So if you
same way of watching other people's videos and you pick up something, it's like, ooh, that's neat, or something like that, or you may learn something. So,
well, there's always that outside possibility. Well, it depends which shows you watch. But I mean, you can watch somebody else's show, and the thing is that with both Smiletime and Be Live, you give them the opportunity to join in. And I think, as you've often said, you take that opportunity and join people on their shows and cheer them on.
yeah.
Because what did Sly and the Family Stone say? We are family, and this is one big broadcasting family, and we should all help each other out and get involved in each other's shows and cheer each other on. What I do love about the broadcasting community, whether it be Live Talk Nation, LVS17, Be Livers, and the other groups that are out there, is that everybody supports everybody else. I haven't seen any great evidence. Mind you, it might be evidence of the shows that I watch. People are very supportive of each other. And a comment from Dean, which I'll bring up now. Many cameras work well for me that I don't use it every time, but it's worked well. All right, I'm sorry, I'll bring that back up again while I comment. You can always tell when I'm using Manicam, can't you, David?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the thing. You can tell the difference between coming live from the C920, which I am at the moment, and using Manicam. Before both Smiletime and Be Live allowed you to share pictures on screen, then Manicam was the lowest cost way of doing it, was to actually talk against slides and picture in picture, and brilliant in that. But the need for it is reducing, because you can now share photos and slides in both Smiletime and Be Live.
Yes.
And all you have to do, in Smiletime's case, you upload the photographs to Smiletime, and I've got a palette here, and I can click on media, and I can directly upload an image, and then I can display that image on screen.
And you can upload from your mobile as well if you want.
Oh, right, brilliant. Well, that means you've got access to your photos then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on mobile, you've got even more options.
Mm-hmm.
On BeLive.tv, you've got access to your Facebook Live photos from your own timeline. And if you're broadcasting to a business page, you've got access to the photos on your business page. Now, what we do on Thursdays for Blabbing for Britain, the show there, which is news from Britain, then we take the pictures that happened during the last 24 hours, and we can bring them into a folder, an album on our Facebook Live page, on our Facebook page, and then use them during the broadcast, because it is a carousel. You can just flick through the photos one after another and bring them through on screen.
If
So
only the ransomware attack had happened one day earlier.
Hang on a minute. I just want to say,
on Blabbing for Britain.
Eileen, thanks for dropping in. Thanks for all the comments, and see you again soon. Thank you, Eileen. All right. Okay. I suppose that's a note that we should because you just mentioned it. I was going to try and get through the show without. Right. Okay. For everybody who's suffered from the latest attack, either personally, but it was predominantly in the UK, the National Health Service, which has, well, it's got thousands of computers and 5% of them run Windows XP. Now, I know that's incredible, but they do. And because they run Windows XP, a loophole that is not present in Windows 8 or 10 allowed people to get into the system and bring up ransomware, which, as we all know, is when the dreaded message comes on the screen saying, you can access your data again if you pay us $300. But
Bitcoin, 300 Bitcoin dollar.
Right, Bitcoin dollars, yes.
Which came to, in US dollars, it was 500,000 some dollars, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Or at least on Friday, it was because Bitcoin goes up and down. So
that's true, but I mean, the thing is, it's easy to avoid. But I've got to say this, and this is why it screwed our National Health Service, and people were turned away from hospital, not from the emergency department, but from routine operations, because it denied access to patient records. And that was from Scotland, John O'Groats through to Land's End in Cornwall. The whole country had problems, apart from Wales, who've got their own system. And it was all because in 2014, the UK government signed a contract with Microsoft for $7 million. And that $7 million guaranteed that all the XP machines would be looked after forever. Well, for a year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it came up for renewal in 2015. And what did our government do? They didn't renew it. So most of the problems that arrived on Friday could have been avoided if our government had paid out $7 million to have the systems maintained by Microsoft, properly licensed, and it could have been so easily avoided. But my feelings go out to the people who were affected by it, because ransomware is, what's the term you use? The devil's, anyway.
Ransomware is the devil.
It is the devil. It is definitely the devil, and we were braced for more of it happening today, but fortunately it hasn't. And all the soundest advice I saw in the blog, I know everybody has been writing about it. I know that Peter, our friend Peter, is interviewing a security expert at 7 o'clock tonight. So I won't gainsay anything that he might say when he's speaking to Peter at 7 o'clock on the Talkinator. But you have protection against this. All you need to do is be using a version of Windows which Microsoft actually support, and keep your updates up to date. Or alternatively, they could buy a Mac. But I'm a PC guy, and going to say hello to Nazim as well. Yeah, so keep your systems up to date, and that's the best thing that we can do as individual computer users. And that goes whether you're Mac or Windows. Just keep the system up to date. Wow. We've come to the hour.
We have. We've come to another hour. Yeah, once again.
Okay. Once again. That was good. That was good.
Nazim says we did a full server and workstation update over the weekend, along with ESET updates. All good.
That's good to hear.
Good for you.
Yeah.
In Milan, we are all Macs. See?
Yeah. Well,
that's why the fashion industry will be safe.
Yeah, and they probably got the software totally licensed and up to date, and everything. No penny pinching done there.
Although the interesting thing was, at least I thought it was funny. There's a television show here called Chicago Med,
Okay, yep.
Part of a whole. There's Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, Chicago this and that.
Yep.
Anyway, and the episode, part of the focus of that episode was ransomware. They all had to go back to doing, but they all had Macs. So I thought that was kind of interesting that it did what it did. And then this popped up, but I mean, it only affected that one hospital. It wasn't anything. Anyway, I thought it was just
it's art imitating life, isn't it?
Yeah,
and that happens. Happens, and it strikes you, that did they know about what was going to happen today when they decided to wear that episode?
Oh, sure they did. Sometimes with the ransomware attacks, they sit there. They actually get notification prior to it ever happening.
I thought, well, yes.
Sometimes that does happen where it's like, we know we can break into your system or cripple you, and so we're offering you the opportunity to avoid this by, so it's still ransomware. It's just kind of like an email communication type deal. Most people ignore it as junk, or it gets filtered out as junk.
And an observation question.
You shouldn't have bought a Microsoft. Bill Gates is laughing his fanny off down there in Africa or wherever he is in the world.
Indeed. A question coming from Nazim. Is it true that the NHS services might not have done full backups? I'm going to set that under advisement. Anything's possible. Their IT departments tend to be well staffed, but I don't think that the hospitals couldn't function without the IT. But no, do you want to come? Shall we bring Nazim in for a moment? Because he's made it all the way to the room. If you make it to the room, Nazim will gladly chat for a minute.
If you can make it to the room, Nazim, before I finish the close, then yeah, you can. There's the rub. Can you do it?
Yep. Indeed. It's going to be a dash, isn't it, from Facebook to Smiletime. Links up above.
Expatriate
countdown.
Italian actually make it over, and only if you've got Bologna. But if you have no Bologna, then the whole deal's kind of done. So once again, we are here at the end of yet another hour with Stephen Healy and myself, helping you out with all your different live video questions, providing some advice, tips, tricks, talking about various different platforms. And if you would like to be able to find this without having to wait for 1 hour on a Monday, then you are welcome to join us both on liking our Facebook fan page and joining the Facebook group. All you have to do is search for LVS17 and just either click like or a request to join, and somebody will get you in. And from there, you can ask your questions, you can participate, you can help others out, you can do whatever it is you want to do. Because all we want you to do is press the live and go live. I'm David Vaughan.
I'm Stephen Healy.
This is Stephen Healy over here. This guy. And if you haven't caught enough of Stephen Healy, fear not. The Stephen Healy Network offers you ample opportunities every week to catch him on camera, including tomorrow, where he will be hosting Repurpose with Tina Shang on the BeLive platform. Make sure to check that out. And that's it. I'm done.
I'm done too. Take care. Have a great week, everybody.